well, Peter is, while he's having trouble, I want to make sure that we honor your time and get you started here. So let's see, cover some stuff. Getting all of the pledge. We're coming up on almost 1 month since we've launched this, so that's really exciting. Would love to hear you guys email us at zurvitapledge@zurvita.com and let us know how your journey's been. If there's anything that we can do to help support you in any other ways than has been going on. And make sure you're getting people plugged in here on Facebook as well as to these community chats, and that they're signing up and taking their before pictures. And something that I feel like has been covered a lot this week that's really important is measurements. There was a lady in our pledge group talking about how her weight wasn't where she wanted it to be, but if you looked at her pictures, she has shrinked a lot. So I just really encourage you from a personal standpoint too, to make sure you're doing your measurements and really paying attention to that and not your scale. Since November 1st, I've only lost 8 pounds, but I've lost 18 inches. And so the scale is not really the thing that you should ever focus on, because muscle and fat don't weigh the same. So I would much rather weigh more and be littler by losing those measurements. So taking the before pictures are really, really important. If you haven't done that, go ahead and do that now. So that way you have something to look back on and really see your progress, because you see yourself every day and it can be very difficult to really truly judge where you're at in your success. So it's really good to have stuff like that to like reflect back on. And now we've got Mr. Peter Nilsson in the house. We've got him over here. We got him on. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing great, Houston, and to everybody in the country and to Mexico and to everyone that's listening, happy Thursday. And, I just did a quick Facebook Live on some of my pages. And for many of you that don't know what this is, it's really about us loving on you. We really, over the last 10 years, have decided that people need nutrition and proper exercise and truly have a community so that we could get better together. So with Zurvita, we really created challenges years ago, and challenges are very, intimidating to a lot of people. So part of our founding principles is people could win at whatever level they're on. And I'm just excited and humbled to truly be one of the leaders to really put this on each and every week. And it's a community that you could get plugged into being that best version of yourself nutritionally, or if you're going through just a valley. All the growth, I always say, is in the valley, not on the mountaintops. So I want you to open up your mind and your heart today. And we're going to be talking about a few different things. The first thing that I want to just share with you is, if you are not plugged into our community chat, go to zurvita.com/pledge and register. And once you register, you'll see where you could basically calculate your macronutrient meal plans. You could get plugged into a special Facebook group that you can share different things. I'll be putting on Motivational Mondays, Fitness Tuesdays, just really a place that you could really build confidence and trust with news you could truly use on a daily basis. Through this journey, many people have not only gotten into becoming a better version of themselves, but they also have plugged into our products. We have some of the best products, on the planet. And I remember when I first partnered with Zurvita, we were talking about putting products in a box, and now here it is, almost a decade later, more than a decade, and it's called the Transformation System. And it really helps a lot of people reach their goals once they're exercising, so that they truly have that meal plan. They truly have the products that are going to help them from the inside out. The first gentleman that I would like to introduce, he's actually been not only working out, but he does it as a family. And his name is Frank Jarvis. He's from Dallas, Texas. And he has an amazing wife, Lori. And I know that you have been exercising, you haven't been exercising, but when it comes to this new Zurvita pledge, why has it been effective to you, and how has it helped you? Also, how has the Zurvita transformation system helped you along with this, Frank? And thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you. I'm honored and humbled to be talking, especially like on this subject, And I will tell you that I had no idea really how valuable the pledge was. Okay, it's like having your trainer in a box, if you will. And the coolest thing about this pledge is, and I'm not trying to compete for a marathon. I'm just, your body will let you know when you're cheating. Okay, when you start working out and you get to a certain point, and your body will let you know that you're not feeling like you did yesterday. If you take one, and getting older, you take one day off, it takes 3 days to catch up to where you were. But with all the really cool stuff, Peter, that's going on in the company right now, I had a consultant just 15 minutes ago that had been totally disengaged. And, when I talked about the transformation kit, or the weight loss program as she knew it, I took her to the Zurvita pledge. And what she saw there was a system, not just products being sold. So, I can tell you, as far as my life concerned, and, Laura and I have been on all the products, but if you don't use the products right, it's, you can have all the ingredients to bake a cake, but if you don't put them in when they're supposed to go in, it just doesn't, it doesn't come together, the right way. So here's what I'll tell you is, as far as the fuel goes, it's something I think it's an amazing product. I don't take it every single day. But when I do take it, I have extraordinary workouts. And my extraordinary workout, I can promise you, is not like your extraordinary workout. But I will tell you, Peter, that the coolest thing about, what I used to use as an excuse, and, we live out in the country, it's 15, 20 miles to go to a gym. So, if I was to belong to a gym membership, it would take a half a day at least for me to go have an hour workout. So I used to use that as an excuse not to work out. The other excuse I used to use is the cost of the equipment. I couldn't afford all the big equipment, and I don't have room in my house to have a big, a gym. I don't have an extra bedroom that I could designate, or a basement. So these were the things that I used to use as an excuse. Here's what I found out, that free weights, a set of those up to 35 pounds are plenty. A treadmill you can put in the corner, of your TV room. I bought all my gym equipment at a garage sale. So I didn't have a big investment. But I have to be accountable to me. And I work out every day. It's not a major life-changing workout. It's 45 minutes, but I've been true to staying on my 45 minutes. And like I said before, I can tell you that, when you don't go, when you don't work out, something comes up where you miss a day, your body tells you that you're off track. And I get in here in the morning, I get excited. I'm really excited about reconnecting with the people and the things that we got going on. So I might use that as an excuse, but I got an alarm clock set for 10 o'clock every morning. And I will tell you that I feel guilty if at 10:15 I'm not working out. So I've got pretty good about being accountable to myself. But the tools that we have, and I will tell you that the secret about this pledge is the fact that it shows people that we do have a system, and I can work out to your videos that are in the pledge. So when I started telling her and showing her the process and what all was available to me in my trainer in the box on that pledge website, it made a huge difference because now she was excited about the system. You know, not so much about the product. She loved the products, but she didn't know how to put all of them together.
You know, and if I could say, and thank you for sharing, it's like for everybody that's on this call, it's like, if you think about it, you could have a great piece of property and you could have a vision, you know, to put a house, but if you don't have a blueprint, if you don't have an architect to truly put that together, if you go into the gym and you just walk from one piece of equipment because you like the way that looks, or you walk to this one over here and there is no system, there is no program, then you're going to be really wasting time. And time is your most valuable commodity. So I agree what Frank said, and thank you for sharing, because what we've done over the course of over 10 years with our scientific advisory board, we basically were asking you the questions, what do you need? What do you want? You know, so here we have this transformation system that has, you know, a product that's our flagship product, which is called Zeal. It's got anti-inflammatory properties. It's got guarana, which basically is just time-released energy. We've done studies where we could actually put on the label focus, clarity, and energy it will give you. We have a cleanse and a burn that will help with the thermogenesis, probiotics within the body. Protein is the building block to muscle. So we've put this together, and then for people that are really looking to take it to the next level, we have amino acids, which are the building block to protein. And then we have a performance line, which is pretty amazing. And it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's the fuel, which if you don't have energy, who wants to work out? And then you want to dilate, you want to truly get that pump. So it has natural nitric oxide precursors. And then during an exercise program, you're supposed to have water every 3 to 4 ounces, every 15 to 20 minutes. So we have something called H2O, which will help with electrolytes. And we have another sauce delivery system of energy. So you're going to have consistent energy. And then afterwards, everyone has that lactic acid waste byproduct that they don't want to exercise anymore because of the soreness. And we have something called repair, and it has anti-inflammatory properties. The bottom line is that, and I say this with love, everyone wanted to make it so that it was patient friendly. It was somewhat, and I say this again with love, it was idiot proof, where you didn't need to be a nutritionist, you didn't need to be a trainer. All you need to do was literally have this system in a box, and we will give you that information. So that's why this community is so important. You be plugging into basically having a personal trainer, having someone that's going to help you on a daily basis. You know, the next guest is near and dear to my heart. It's the reason why I partnered with Zurvita. You know, I talked about in one of my motivational Mondays with Zurvita just a couple of weeks ago, the word of the week was vision. You know, without seeing you lose weight, without seeing you have a successful marriage, without seeing you break an addiction, you're just going to go around that block, and you could dream it all you want, but it's just going to be that. It's going to be in your mind, and you got to live it. And there's this woman who's the co-founder of Zurvita, and she definitely lives the healthy lifestyle. And she truly had a vision that she spoke. See, what you think this morning is how you live today. What you speak today is what you prophesize, good or bad, tomorrow. And she was speaking life into the company. She was speaking life into it being a wellness company. And when I flew to Houston and spoke to her and her amazing husband, Mark, I got on the plane coming back to Detroit, and I knew that their vision aligned with how I live my life. And without further ado, I want to introduce Tracy Jarvis, and she's from Houston, Texas. She is the reason why, in my opinion, Zurvita has taken this stance in the fitness and wellness industry, wherever you are, because our founding principles are simple. We're a company that we glorify God, and we boldly say that. And number 2, people win at all levels, and we build, number 3, humble leaders. So Tracy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day for joining us. And I just wanted you to share your heart with on just what this Zurvita pledge means, where you truly speak it. You make a declaration between you and your creator to be that best version of yourself wherever you are.
Absolutely. Peter, thank you so much for having me. And, you know, I've got to tell you, I'm kind of laughing at myself this morning today, because this community, this accountability today that I had to be on here forced me to go to my workout this morning. I was traveling the last 2 days, got home yesterday, did not feel well. Lots of congestion, just stuff, right? With all this different weather change, I went to Denver, it was freezing. I did not feel good, and I really did not want to go, but I did. I went and got my workout in. I told my trainer, I'm like, dude, I am not feeling it today. He goes, well, you're here and we're going to do it. And I did. So check. Proud of myself for getting that done. And I can say to you guys, no excuses, right? I'm like Frank, you know, with age, you know, it takes getting it in on a regular basis. And, you know, but I love this pledge. I love everything that it stands for. I have been into kind of health, wellness, working out since I was really 18 years old. Really all about it, ate healthy, loved working out, and it was just a part of my life. And so, you know, when Zurvita, you know, launched Zeal in 2011, I mean, it was so exciting because it was something I knew that could help people change their life. And then when we introduced, you know, what we called back then the weight management kit with, you know, protein and cleanse and burn and the Zeal all together, it was just very exciting because, you know, it's not just about weight loss. And that's why we changed the name to Transformation System, because everybody loves a system. I am a very black and white individual with the way that I think. I love a roadmap. You tell me what to do. And Peter, I know years ago, that's what I said to you. Help me draw out what I should be eating. Give me a workout and I'll go do it.
You're a great student.
Right? Well, and I think for the most part, most of us are built that way. We want it simple. We want a system to follow. And, you know, that's certainly what's been created here. And, you know, everybody's got a different reason for joining the pledge, for wanting to transform their life. You know, some people, yes, need to lose weight, but others, it may not really be as much weight loss as it is just being healthy, you know, getting cardio in for our heart, right? Or firming up, you know, for us ladies, as we get older, you know, it's harder, and we have to do those things that keep us feeling good about the way that we look and feel. And so, you know, I think the transformation, you know, is just huge because anybody can do it. So whatever you're looking for, those few pounds, a lot of pounds, you know, gaining muscle, burning fat, whatever it is, you know, are just really feeling better about yourself. You know, I think that's a lot of it. It's that self-esteem. You know, when I heard Frank talking about, you know, him setting his alarm, him feeling guilty if he didn't do it. You know what? That is, you know, something that's growing and changing in him to make him be accountable, because it makes him feel good when he does that, right? And, you know, that's me. I love, you know, following through with what I set out to do and leading by example. And, you know, I know many of you are in our business side of it as well. And, you know, people are watching you. They're watching what you do. They're watching, you know, what you say, what you eat, if you work out, and they're seeing those things. So, you know, we have to be a walking, talking billboard of what we want other people to see we're doing, right? So I love that about this group. I love the community. Peter, it's exciting to see.
For people that, you know, the take home message, I mean, for people that are listening, and, you know, many people have hopped on this Zurvita chat and they haven't registered yet at zurvita.com/pledge. A lot of people are like on the fence with their New Year's resolutions and with saying, like, you know, they're kind of getting in their own head. And many people think that, you know, that their best is behind them. What would be the take home message? I mean, you and I, Mark, and everyone at Zurvita, I mean, I can't count on how many thousands of people have shown up at convention that we've had on stage that just inspired me. So here we are, and we're, in the second month of 2020. And for people that are just feeling beat up right now, I always say that everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences in life. What would you tell those people that are on this call, maybe for the first time, or maybe they've been on it, but they're just kind of voyeuring in, they're just kind of like watching from the sidelines?
Wow, this is a great, great topic. For anybody who knows me, they know that I love the new year. I get so excited about the beginning of a new year because, we could start over anytime, right? But we, as a community, around the world, right, we celebrate the new year. It's a new beginning, and it's about hope. It's about becoming all that we want to be, all that we didn't do last year, right? But not only are we starting a new year, we're starting a new decade, okay? Now, I don't know about you. If you haven't done this already, I want to encourage you, think back the last 10 years. What things did you accomplish that you're proud of yourself about? But look at the things that you had set out to do and maybe you didn't finish, right? And what would you do different, right? So, we all want to be better. We all want to be the best that we can be. But I got to tell you, setting New Year's resolutions is generally a losing thing for all of us, right? Because people set these big, huge, high goals, expectations for themselves. And here we are midway through February, and most people have already gone away from what they set, right? Now, here's what Mark and I have been doing for, I don't know, probably 8-9 years now, is we kind of started doing what we called our goal setting, our lifestyle, if you will, really back at Thanksgiving, okay, before the new year ever came. But here's the trick. Instead of setting these big, huge goals, we would set daily disciplines. And this has been key for me because, they say, how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. Daily disciplines will absolutely change your life if you set them realistically. Funny story, Mark said to me several years ago, his goal was he was going to do 10 minutes of cardio every single day of the year. I kind of laughed at him because I thought, number one, what kind of results are you going to get with that? And number two, you're insane if you think every single day for a whole year you're going to get it in, right? Well, I probably encouraged him to prove me wrong more than anything. But what would happen is he'd get up there to do his 10 minutes, and guess what? He would do more than that, right? Some days he'd only do 10, but many days he'd do much more cardio than that 10 minutes. And I want to say he may have missed, 5 or 6 days that whole year. And guess what happened? He hit his target weight that he had not been able to hit in over 10 years prior to that, okay? He was able to hit it and maintain it, okay? So he did it a second year, same thing. He continued it on. And then the third year, he goes, I think I'm going to go back to just my 3-4 days a week, of working out. Well, guess what happened? Procrastination, right? Because if you set yourself up for 3 or 4 days a week, well, like me, I didn't feel good this morning. I could have blown this morning off because I still have Friday, Saturday, to get it in, right? So when you have that set in there where you can put things off, then several days go by, you miss out on even your 3 to 4 days a week or whatever, and his weight started fluctuating again that year. So now he's back to, I got to get it in, right? So it's just a little example of, if you'll set your goal and you'll have a daily discipline, it absolutely works, Obviously tracking your food. I'm doing that right now with my MyFitnessPal, tracking my food daily, making sure I'm right where I'm supposed to be. But it's those daily disciplines, because if you set it like that, you'll get it done. And, you've got to be accountable to yourself. You've got to you know, first and foremost, but having this group is amazing. Have a partner, you know, that you share that with, that, you know, hey, if you hadn't gotten your daily disciplines done, you don't go to bed that night, you get them done, right? And I set them in all areas of my life, you know, personal growth, my spiritual growth, and my, you know, working out. So I have those daily disciplines, and our pastor did a message right after the first of the year, and it was titled From Now On. And he gave us all these from now ons. Instead of setting New Year's resolutions, he says, from now on, I will, and you fill in the blank, right? From now on, I will work out every single day, you know, get those 10 minutes in, whatever your goal is. From now on, I will choose my eating better. You know, it's okay to have a splurge, but, you know, it's that daily consistency of good choices, right? From now on, I will. So if you'll take that attitude, it makes it much, much easier. And I tell you, some of you are already getting results with this. And once you start getting results, that's your encouragement, right? To keep it up. So I just get excited about this stuff. I love it. This is what I live. And it's not that I'm perfect at any of it. I miss it. I mess up. I was traveling and they made food for me and it was delicious, but definitely not on my, what I would normally eat, right? But guess what? Every single day is a new day to choose wisely, right? So that's my thing. Everything in moderation. Make daily disciplines. Hold yourself accountable. Have somebody personally that will ask you, did you do it? Are you going well? And have those check-ins every so often, whether it's every couple weeks, every month, whatever, to see where you're at. And as you see those results, it's going to encourage you to keep on keeping on. So it's very exciting.
Well, again, we just were listening to Tracy Jarvis, and she's the co-founder of Zurvita. And I am just so thankful, Tracy, that you were obedient to God. And, you know, faith without action is dead. And you truly saw the vision. And now it's like, you know, it never gets old. It's like many times when we do a convention, we could be in Nashville, we could be in California, we could be in Texas or Oklahoma. And when I go to the back of the room, and as far as I can see, it just waves of people that are coming from even different countries. The message is hope. People will come. And I thank you being obedient to God. So thank you for being here. I'm going to give a little credit where credit is due. There was this woman who had a goal. She had a vision. She spoke life into it. And she ran her butt off. And she completed her first half of a marathon just this weekend. And I have never been more proud of Adriel. So explain to me that experience, Adriel, because that was pretty awesome.
It was cool. So this is my third half that I've ran, but I haven't ran one in 5 years. So I don't know. I really got plugged into Pledge last year when we started doing this. And one of our Dirty Dozen is a runner, and his goal was to be able to just go out and run a half, not like for a medal or anything like that. He just wanted to go be able to do it without like stopping. And he really inspired me to get back out there. And so I did. And he was so fun. He like was texting me like, if you run this many miles, this is how many you'll run in a whole, like per week. This is how many you'll run for the whole year. Like my first week when I decided to do this, I ran like, I think 11 miles that week. And so he did the math on that. And then it's funny, I was telling him like the other day, like I ran 48 miles in January in total. And I ran 23 miles the first week of February. And so far this week with Sunday, I've run 15 this week. So I'm already like beating my pace from January, you know? So the closer you get to your goal, you start to realize that maybe you didn't think enough for yourself. Like maybe you should have a different goal. Like, so I've already signed up for my second half marathon for the year. and I'm going to do that in Colorado Springs. So I get to go see my family also, and get to battle that elevation and that altitude on top of that. And then I'm signing up for my third one in Massachusetts so I can see my friends while I'm out there. And then I'm going to run the full Houston in January.
You know, and that's amazing. And I guess what comes to my mind right now is all the people, you know, and every week this is growing. So all the people that are on this Zoom right now, my question that's just blaring is like, for people that can't get on a treadmill or think they can't to even do a mile, they're like freaking out. And here, you didn't do this for a long time, and you know, you ran a half a marathon. So what were the steps? What would be the nuggets that you can give someone right now that is saying, I can't even climb the stairs in my house, no less get on a treadmill, and you know, and they're middle age or they're young, but they just haven't done it. They put everybody else first for the last 10 years.
As someone who's very good at putting everyone first except for themselves, you have to, you know, like I made the choice that I matter enough to take care of myself. And, you know, getting older, I'm almost 40, that, you know, it's like I'd rather go into my 40s with a routine, with my health, with everything like that. So, I mean, I've been doing weights for a long time. So the cardio is what helped me melt the inches off for sure. And I started with 1 mile, you know, and I started it running it at basically a fast walk, you know, and then all of a sudden something just clicked for me where I was just like, I probably wasn't the nicest to myself, right? Where I was like, shut up, you can do this. Like it's your own head, right? I know I've talked to you about this so much time. It's the strength in between your ears, right? That's what really you need to build the strength on. And the moment that you get stronger mentally, your body will get stronger. Cause you know, it's funny, Dr. Van Loo was like texting me all throughout the marathon, and those first 2 miles,
The hardest.
they're the hardest. They are the hardest. You're just like, why did I do this? Why am I out here? What was I thinking, you know? And those are the same 2 miles that you have to beat in the gym, you know, like on a treadmill or when you're out in your neighborhood. Like you run that 1 mile and you're just like, oh, that's fine. But then you push through to that 2nd mile and you'll be surprised how much easier it is to just keep going after that 2nd mile. It was really interesting. I mean, I was killing it on the treadmill, but I wasn't killing it as much outside. But just it's mental. It's so much mental. We are better than we think we are. We are stronger than we think we are. God didn't make us to be weak. He made us to be strong. That's why he gave us muscles. That's why he gave us brains. And we are our biggest enemies. We are the ones who put ourselves down and say that we can't do it, right? So, you know, that's why it's important to have accountability in people like this, so that when you're like, I don't think I can do this, what was I thinking? Someone else is like, girl, yeah, you can. What are you talking about? You do this kind of stuff all the time. Or like, I believe in you, you know, you can get through to that 2nd mile. You know, it's Tracy taught me this a long time ago too, what she was talking about, daily disciplines, you know. You go, if you don't think you can run that mile, go walk half a mile. And then after you start walking that half a mile for a couple days, maybe walk a full mile. After you get through that first full mile, maybe start walking faster. You know, just, you have to build up to it, and you can do anything. You just have to get past your brain most of the time.
You know, I commend you for your mental toughness. And I think the take-home message for me on this call is that accountability buddy, is to get somebody that truly is not your yes person, that's going to just yes you to death. I already know, and I say this with humility, I already know what I'm good at. I want somebody to tell me on how I could grow, how I could get better, how I can move forward in what God has destined me to be, as we're all constantly growing. So this community, I challenge each and every one of you to invite people to this community so that they get plugged in. And all they have to do is go to zurvita.com/pledge. The other thing that I want to leave with, and I think that, again, it was just throughout this, throughout the guests that we had, as well as you, Angel, is that when you believe something, when you truly believe something, then you embody it. And when you embody it, you become it. If I didn't believe that I was going to get healthy from when I was sick and the Crohn's disease that has no cure was running amok, I don't think I would be here. If I didn't believe that God had a purpose for my life when I went into cardiac arrest and they said we're losing him, and I woke up 4 days later, I was even fighting as my eyes shut and I was literally in the process of being passed. I could visually in my mind feel that white light that I didn't want to see, and I wanted to get back to my children. And as soon as in my consciousness I say, as soon as I turn my head to the right, I don't know right from left when you're dying, but as soon as I basically moved my head and everything went dark, blank, I woke up. My point is that if we don't believe we're going to live, if we don't believe we're going to have a successful marriage, if we don't believe we're going to break an addiction, we're not. So I want each and every one of you, I love what Tracy Jarvis said, is one step, one brick at a time, one good meal at a time, one good workout at a time. I want to give each and every person on this call, if you're listening to it on a repeat, I want you to truly, little homework. I want you to just post a video. It could be 20 seconds. I don't care. I want you to tell us what you're looking to accomplish just today. Just today. If you're doing it at night, tomorrow, this is my daily goal. See, because if you just walk forward, whatever we think is how we live our lives. As I say, whatever we speak is truly what we're going to do. So if you truly put it out there and tell us all, including yourself, you're taking that declaration. That's why it was so important for me to say even last week is make that video, make that pledge, verbalize it, video it. Because when you see it, you're going to start believing it. When you believe it, you embody it. Each and every one of you have an amazing Thursday. And wherever you are, I hope the sun is shining above you. And again, if you're a first-time listener on this Zoom, invite your friends and come back every Thursday, 2 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Be there. And we love you, and we're here to truly serve. God bless everybody, and thank you for being on the call.
Hey, real fast before you guys get off, if you go in on the Facebook group, there's units now. So you can go in there and find these workouts that Frank was talking about. They're linked to our YouTube. You can find nutritional stuff there as well. You can also find information on every single product, the FAQs, the facts, how to use them, how to share them. And we also posted up a calendar today letting you guys know what to really share with us every single day, like Motivational Monday, stuff like that. So you can see that. You can use it to help guide and participate and get that kind of going. And go out there, put up your videos. Let's declare some stuff because it's almost March, which means you're almost a quarter of the way through this year already. So this isn't about New Year's resolutions anymore. This is about your life, right? So let's go and kick the rest of this month out, and I will see you next week. Bye, y'all.